To address the different situations from which flickering arises, we've developed a suite of plugins, each addressing a specific flickering issue. High speed, time lapse, and auto levels. They were named this way to help you remember which one to use for the type of capture you intend to process. In this tutorial, I will first explain the problem and then show you how DFlicker High Speed is used to solve some of these issues. You can check the DFlicker series for tutorials on the other plugins in the suite. Let's look at a few clips that exhibit a flickering issue. Some of you are familiar with this issue and know why it's happening. For those of you who are not, I'll explain. It's not just your camera, but the cycling of the light source from darker to brighter when AC power is used, which happens fast enough that your eye generally doesn't see the cycling. However, at high frame rates, your camera can often see this flickering. Furthermore, if there are multiple light sources, they might cycle at different rates or phases, causing flickering to happen on some objects, or parts of objects to flicker at different phases from other objects. As such, a global brightness fix between frames may fix one object's flickering, but can actually cause flicker in another part of the scene to get worse. DFlicker High Speed to the rescue. Now let's take a specific example and see how DFlicker High Speed can reduce or get rid of the flicker completely. Inside After Effects, you can see that our footage is 240 frames per second. Since After Effects comps max at 99 frames per second, we need to take an extra step in order for After Effects to recognize each of these frames. We need to first interpret the footage to the frame rate that we will be working in on our timeline. In this case, we will interpret the footage to 23.976 frames per second. Also, make sure your RAM preview is set to the same rate. Okay. Now let's play back this footage and see that it's flickering as I described earlier. We can simply start a new project and add DFlicker. We can choose the method. In this case, we would want to use the noise clean method because this shot has a lot of noise. You can see by comparison, if we have a shot like this without noise, we would use the color transfer method because it preserves better details and there's no noise. The max change percentage is the percentage that each pixel is allowed to change, where 0 means it doesn't change at all. I'll change that to 10. So you can see we have a much better result now with DFlicker High Speed almost at the default settings. We will cover some of the other settings in another tutorial.